hail, rain, winds, tornadoes, flooding, lightning, wall clouds, funnel clouds, supercells, debris, rotation, vortexes or vertexes, land spouts, severe thunderstorm watch and warning. We got that meaning. Flash flood watch and warning. We got the meaning. And tornado watch and warning. We got the meaning. First of all, if you guys have any questions, um, please comment in the comments section and I can answer your comments properly so I can keep you and your family safe. For the latest weather updates, make sure and subscribe to us right here on YouTube at Analyst Brady 1. And you can also follow us on X/Twitter at Analyst Brady 1. Thank you, and let's get started. Alright, guys, so if you did not know what hail is a form of solid precipitation. It comes down as solid precip. It is distinct from ice pellets, though the two are often confused. It consists of balls or irregular lumps of ice, each of which is called a hailstone, if you did not know that. So yeah, and that's what hail is. Hail is when it's a big lump of rain, but it's in like a ice form and it comes down to the ground. It can come in golf ball sized hail. You might have heard of that. Golf ball sized hail, bowling ball sized hail. That's happened in western Nebraska before in Scotts Bluff. Pea sized hail. Let's see what else. $50 sized hail. That's just some examples of some hail. And some rain. Rain is a moisture condensed. It is condensed from the atmosphere that falls visibly in separate drops. Yeah. Rain, it just comes so say there's a pond in Bridgeport, okay? So that water, if it's humid enough that day, that water condenses up to the atmosphere. Then, if there's enough moisture and if there's enough humidity during the day, then it's likely to rain for anybody. If we have a little humidity and if there's a little moisture in there, more than likely it would rain during that day. What is wind? Well, if you live in western Nebraska, everybody should know what wind is. Well, wind is simply the natural movement of air or other gases relative of a plant's surface, caused by differences in air pressure which are due to temperature differences. So what causes wind? What is the movement of air from a region of high pressure to a region of low pressure? So first of all, the sun heats a surface, then low pressure is left behind, warm air rises, and air cools as it rises and forms clouds. And then that happens, and high pressure, cold air sinks, and wind flows into the partial vacuum. And then it just keeps going through that cycle again. And temperature drives air pressure. So ultimately, wind comes from unequal heating of the earth. So that's what wind is. What is tornadoes? That's a very good question. What is tornadoes? I've got a lot of people ask me, what is a tornado? Because everybody hasn't, well, a lot of people haven't seen a tornado, and people have seen a tornado. But we are going to go over what is a tornado. Well, I got it right here. A tornado is a narrow, violently rotating column of air that extends from a thunderstorm to the ground. Because wind is visible, it is hard to see a tornado unless it forms a condensation funnel made up of water droplets, dust, and debris. Tornadoes can be among the most violent phenomena of all atmospheric storms we experience. If you're wondering where they occur, well, tornadoes occur in many parts of the world, including Australia, Europe, Africa, Asia, and South America. Even New Zealand reports about 20 tornadoes each year. Two of the highest concentrations of tornadoes outside the U.S. are Argentina and Bangladesh. How many tornadoes occur in the U.S. about a year? About 1,200 tornadoes hit the U.S. yearly. Since official tornado records only date back to 1950, we do not know the actual average number of tornadoes that occur each year. Plus, tornado spotting and reporting methods have changed a lot over the last several decades, which means that we are observing more tornadoes that actually happen. What is Tornado Alley? Well, Tornado Alley is a nickname invented by the media to refer to a broad area of relatively high tornado occurrence in the central United States. Various tornado alley maps look different because tornado occurrence can be measured in many ways by all tornadoes, tornado county segments, strong and violent tornadoes only, and databases with different time periods. However, the idea of a tornado alley can be misleading. The U.S. threat shifts from the southeast in the cooler months of the year toward the southern and central plains in May and June, and the northern plains and Midwest during early summer. Tornadoes can occur and have been reported in all 50 states. When are tornadoes most likely? Well, tornado season usually refers to the time of year the U.S. sees the most tornadoes. The peak, which is tornado season for the southern plains, e.g., Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, is May from into early June. On the Gulf Coast, it is earlier in the spring. In the northern plains and upper Midwest, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, tornado season is in July or June or July, but remember, tornadoes can happen any time of the year. They can even happen into the winter, everybody. Tornadoes can also happen at any time or any day. Any day or any night. But most tornadoes occur between 4 to 9 p.m. Okay, yeah. So, I also got a question from a lot of people too. What is flooding? Well, flooding is when a lot of people get a lot of precip. Flooding is overflowing of water onto land that is normally dry, which can occur due to heavy rainfall, melting snow, dam or levee failures, or other factors. Here's a more detailed explanation. What it is. Flooding is essentially an induction in a junction of normally dry areas with water. Causes heavy rainfall, rapid snowmelt, dam or levee failure, coastal flooding, groundwater flooding. Let's see. Impacts include damage to property, loss of life, disruption of essential services, economic losses, and types of flooding is fluvial, which is river flooding, pluvial. Just a minute. Oh boy. Sorry, I had a cough there. Excuse me. Pluvial flooding, coastal flooding, and groundwater flooding. That is some impacts or types of flooding. So that is flooding. And I also got what is lightning? Well, lightning, first of all, can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Well, lightning is also a rapid electrical discharge, a giant spark of electricity that occurs between a ground cloud and the ground, between two clouds or within a cloud, resulting in a bright flash, and often comes to thunder. Okay, so what causes thunder and lightning? Well, lightning is electrical discharge caused by a buildup of static electricity in clouds. Okay, so first of all, lightning occurs between between clouds and between the clouds and ground. Then then it goes to the ground. The typical purple blue color of lightning comes from the ionization of nitrogen and oxygen in air. And thunder is a sound produced by the rapid heating and expansion of air by a lightning strike. Hey, if you guys see a big thunderstorm coming in, well, that's telling you, Mother Nature is telling you to start thinking of a safety plan, because you might be 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. And if you're 10 miles away from a thunderstorm, you can get struck by lightning. I'm just saying that. You can get struck by lightning 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Yeah. And I've also got said or got questioned a whole lot. What is a wall cloud? Well, a wall cloud is a compact, low-hanging cloud that forms beneath a cumulus or Columbus cloud. Wall clouds are often associated with severe storms and can indicate the possibility of a tornado. So I'm going to show you guys a good picture of a wall cloud versus a shelf cloud. But a shelf cloud, it's a big wall. But I'm gonna zoom in more here, and this is what it is. See, there's the wall cloud. Okay, there's a wall cloud. Okay, and there's a shelf cloud, and shelf cloud and wall cloud looks a whole big difference. See that? That looks like a tornado. This one, there is a possibility of a tornado being released on. Okay, so that's the difference between a wall cloud and a shelf cloud. Yeah. So yeah. Also, what is funnel clouds? Do you know a shape of a funnel? Well, what is funnel clouds? I've also got questions asked from folks that people don't know what funnel clouds are. Well, Funnel clouds are a rotating funnel-shaped cloud forming the core of a tornado or water spout. So, um, about 2 years ago, something happened in Banner County in western Nebraska, and I seen a funnel cloud, and I didn't know what to do. But I started to know what to do because I wanted to keep some families safe out in Banner County or western Nebraska. So I released a tornado watch because of this funnel cloud. And this right here, that's a funnel cloud. If you did not know that, that that is a funnel cloud. And some people are also wondering what is supercells. Well, it's a thunderstorm. It's a type of thunderstorm. It's a highly organized, long-lasting thunderstorms characterized by a sustained rotating updraft, a rising current of air called a cyclone, which can lead to severe weather, including large hail, damaging winds, and sometimes tornadoes. So that is supercells. And also, I got told what is debris. Well, debris is from a tornado. It's when a tornado picks up like roofing, windows, or something, anything. But yeah, that's what debris is. And what is rotation? Well, rotation goes in either clockwise or counterclockwise. Um, then that can cause a tornado. It is the action of rotating around an axis or center. Like the moon moves in the same direction as the Earth's rotation. So yeah, that's what rotation is. What is vortex? Well, I'm wondering that. What is vortex? Well, it's a mass of fluid such as a liquid with a whirling or circular motion that tends to form a cavity or vacuum in the center of a circle and to draw toward this cavity or vacuum bodies subject to its action, especially whirlpool and eddy. But this is what it's like. It's a vortex is a spinning, often turbulent flow of fluid. Any spiral motion with closed streamlines is vortex flow. Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, but vortex of a tornado. That is the center of a tornado, which is a vortex of a tornado. Once again, a center of a tornado is called a vortex. All right, and also, what is a meaning of land spouts? Well, a land spout is a type of tornado that forms from the ground up rather than from a cyclone, a rotating area of thunderstorms, and is associated with shallow, low precipitation thunderstorms. Which it's still a tornado though, but essentially the land-based equivalent of a water spout. Um, let's see, land spout versus water land tornado. This is a tornado versus land spout. So a tornado is rotating updraft, and a land spout is rotation near the surface of the land spout. Both goes counterclockwise though. Okay. Or they can go clockwise, or they can go counterclockwise. But yeah. So yeah. So if you did not know, a severe a tornado watch Well, it is issued by the NOAA Storm Prediction Center. And meteorologists who watch the weather 24/7 across the entire U.S. for weather conditions that are favorable for tornadoes and severe weather. A watch of a state or several states. Watch and prepare for several weather and stay tuned to. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Um, so yeah. So what is a severe thunderstorm watch? Well, let's see. Okay. You guys are wondering what a severe thunderstorm watch and warning is. Well, a severe thunderstorm watch is issued when several storms are possible in the future. So that means stay tuned to forecast updates and monitor sky conditions and know where to take shelter. And a thunderstorm warning is take action. A severe thunderstorm warning is issued when a severe storm is happening or imminent. Take shelter immediately, they say. Check for forecast updates as conditions can change rapidly. So a severe thunderstorm watch is be prepared, and a severe thunderstorm warning is take action. What is a tornado warning and watch? Well, let's see, guys. Let's see. Yes. Yes. I remember now. Well, a tornado warning is to take action. A tornado is happening or about to happen, and a tornado watch is be prepared. A tornado is possible and stay alert. So that's what both of those means. What is flash flood watch and warnings? I've got that question asked a couple of times, but we're doing flash flood warning and flash flood emergency. A flash flood or a flash flood warning is issued when dangerous flash flooding is happening or will happen soon. Some roads will be flooded. Homes and businesses may flood. Move to higher ground. Never drive through flooded roads. Never do that. Never drive through flooded roads. That is bad. I mean, if you want to die, die. But I'm saying don't die if you're gonna drive through flooded roadways, because saying you're going over a bridge, okay, and say the bridge is flooded and say the water is going over the bridge. Well, can you see the middle of the bridge? Is there a road there? There might not be a road there. So if you're going straight through that bridge and if there's no road there, you're gonna more than likely be swamped by water down the river. Then I don't know what will happen, but never drive through flooded roadways. And a flash flood emergency is issued for exceedingly rare situations when a severe threat to human life and catastrophic damage from a flash flood is happening or will happen soon. This is a life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing an area subject to flooding or under an evacuation order. So let's see what it is between a flood watch and a flood warning. Well, a flood watch is issued when flooding is possible. Yeah, be prepared. And flood warning is take action. And once again, a flood warning is issued when flooding is happening or will happen soon. Some roads will be flooded. Move to higher ground and never drive through flooded roads. Take action for flood warning and be prepared for flood watch. I've got a question from some people out there. What is a high wind warning in watch? Well, a high wind watch is issued when the following conditions are possible. Number one, sustained wind speeds of 40 miles per hour or higher for 1 hour or more. Or number two, wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher for any duration. So yeah. Um, how is a tornado strength rated? Well, let's see. To determine the strength of a tornado, experts examine the damage it caused. From this information, we can estimate the wind speeds. An in-chance Fujita scale was implemented by the National Weather Service in 2007 to rate tornadoes in a more consistent and accurate manner. The EF scale takes into account more variables than the original Fujita scale, F scale, when assigning a wind speed rating to a tornado, incorporating 28 damage indicators such as building type, structures, and trees. For each damage indicator, there are 8 degrees of damage, ranging from the beginning of visible damage to complete destruction of the damage indicator. The original F scale did not take these details into account. Um, the original F scale historical database will not change. An F5 tornado rated years ago is still an F5, but the wind speeds associated with the tornado may have been somewhat less than previously estimated. A correlation between the original F scale and the EF scale has been developed. This makes it possible to express ratings in terms of one scale to the other, preserving the historical base or database. Yeah. Let's see what else. Good information for you here. A condensation funnel is made up of water droplets and extends downward from the base of a thunderstorm. If it is in contact with the ground, it is a tornado. Otherwise, it is a funnel cloud. Dust and debris beneath a condensation funnel confirm a tornado's presence. Be careful, tornadoes can form and be in contact with the ground without a fully condensed funnel. So there could be a tornado watch when there's a tornado on the ground. The National Weather Service has to see that tornado in order to have a tornado warning. But if you see a tornado, don't say stuff. You say stuff, then everybody gets like overwhelmed because, oh no, there's a tornado. I didn't prepare. Well, a tornado watch is to prepare. So yeah. Let's see. Let's talk about some thunderstorms again. What is a thunderstorm? A thunderstorm is a rain shower during which you can hear thunder. Since thunder comes from lightning, all thunderstorms have lightning, obviously. Why do I sometimes hear meteorologists use the word convection when talking about thunderstorms? Well, usually it's created by surface heating. Convection is upward atmospheric motion that transports whatever is in the air along with it. especially any moisture available in the air. A thunderstorm is a result of convection. What is a severe thunderstorm? A severe thunderstorm is classified as severe when it contains one or more of the following: hail, 1 inch or greater, winds gusting in excess of 50 knots, which is 57.5 miles per hour, or a tornado. It is called a severe thunderstorm. How many thunderstorms are there? Well, hard to count. Worldwide, there are an estimated 16 million thunderstorms each year. And at any given moment, there are roughly 2,000 thunderstorms in progress. There are about 100,000 thunderstorms each year in the U.S. alone. About 10% of these reach severe levels. Um, when are thunderstorms likely? Let's go over that again. Thunderstorms are most likely in spring and summer months and during the afternoon and evening hours, but they occur year round at all hours. Um, Along the Gulf Coast and across southeastern and western states, most thunderstorms occur during the afternoon. Thunderstorms frequently occur in the late afternoon and at night in the plain states. Yeah. Um, what kinds of damage can thunderstorms cause? Well, many hazards. Weather events are associated with thunderstorms. Under the right conditions, rainfall from thunderstorms causes flash flooding, killing more, responsible for many fires around the world each year, and causes facialites. Hail up to the size of golf ball or softballs, damages cars and windows. It also kills a lot of livestock caught out in the open. Strong up to more than 120 miles per hour, straight line winds associated with tornadoes knock down trees, power lines, and mobile homes. Tornadoes with winds up to 300 miles per hour, which has happened before, can destroy all but the best built man-made structures. Um, let's see here. Where are severe thunderstorms most common? They are most common. The greatest severe weather threat in the U.S. extends from Texas to southern Minnesota, but no place in the United States is completely safe from the threat of severe weather. How does a thunderstorm form? Well, I got that. I got information for you on that one. So once again, if you guys have any questions, ask them below into the comments. Thank you. How does a thunderstorm form? Well, 3 basic ingredients are required for a thunderstorm to form: moisture, rising unstable air that keeps rising when given a nudge, and a lift-in mechanism to provide the nudge. The sun heats the surface of the earth, which warms the air above it. If this warm surface air is forced to rise, hills or mountains or areas where warm/cold or wet/dry air bump together can cause rising motion. It will continue to rise as long as it weighs less and stays warmer than the air around it. As the air rises, it transfers heat from the surface of the earth to the upper levels of the atmosphere. The process of convection, uh, the water vapor it contains begins to cool, releases the heat, condenses, and forms a cloud. The cloud eventually grows upward into areas where the temperature is below freezing. As a storm rises into freezing air, different types of ice particles can be created from freezing liquid drops. The ice particles can grow by condensing vapor like frost and by collecting smaller liquid drops that haven't frozen yet. a state called supercooled. When two ice particles collide, they usually bounce off each other, but one particle can rip off a little bit of ice from the other one and grab some electric charge. Lots of these collisions build up big regions of electric charges to cause a bolt of lightning. Boom! There goes lightning. Boom! You don't know when it comes, which creates the sound waves we can hear as thunder. Boom! Did you hear that? Well, you can hear thunder too. The thunderstorm life cycle. Thunderstorms have three stages in the life cycle: the developing stage, the mature stage, and the dissipating stage. The developing stage of a thunderstorm is marked by a cumulus cloud that is being pushed upward by a rising column of air updraft. The cumulus cloud soon looks like a tower called towering cumulus or cumulus. Can't say that. As a updraft continues to develop, there's little to no rain during this stage, but occasional lightning. Then the thunderstorm enters the mature stage, when the updraft continues to feed the thunderstorm, but precipitations begin to fall out of the storm, creating a downdraft, a column of air pushing downward. When the downdraft and rain-cooled air spreads out along the ground, it forms a gust front. Rain, frequent lightning, strong winds, and tornadoes. Eventually, a large amount of precipitation is produced, and the updraft is overcome by the downdraft, beginning the dissipating stage. At the ground, the gust front moves out a long distance from the storm and cuts off the warm, moist air that was feeding the thunderstorm. Rainfall decreases in intensity, but lightning remains a danger. Um, so right here, this is a developing stage. This is developing stage. This is mature stage. This is dissipating stage. See that? So that's a life cycle of a thunderstorm. And what does a thunderstorm look like? Well, thunderstorms can look like tall heads of cauliflower, or they can have anvils. An anvil is the flat cloud formation at the top of the storm. An anvil forms when the updraft warm air rising has reached a point where the surrounding air is about the same temperature or even warmer. The cloud growth abruptly stops and flattens out to take the shape of an anvil. Lightning is responsible for many fires around the world each year and causes fatalities, which is injuries. Under the right conditions, rainfall from thunderstorms causes flash flooding, killing more people each year than hurricanes, tornadoes, or lightning. And hail up to the size of softballs damages cars and windows and kills wildlife caught out in the open. And strong up to more than 120,000 miles per hour winds, straight line winds associated with thunderstorms knock down trees, power lines, and mobile homes. And tornadoes with up to 300 miles per hour can destroy all but the best man-built structures. All right, yep. that'll wrap up our broadcast here on YouTube. That is once again wrapping up our broadcast here on YouTube. There we go. We talked about hail, rain, winds, tornadoes, flooding, lightning, wall clouds, funnel clouds, supercells, debris, rotation, vertexes, land spouts, severe thunderstorm watches and warnings, flash flood watches and warnings, and tornado watches and warnings. If you have any questions, comment right now, and I can answer them. And subscribe to us right here on YouTube at Analyst Brady1, and follow us on X at Analyst Brady1. Thank you, and that'll wrap up our update here today. So that is that is your important weather information for the upcoming severe weather season. With me, your analyst Brady. Talk to you later. See ya.